There's this huge, often invisible trap in the job search, and it snags even the most experienced pros out there. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and expose the hazard of the generalist resume. So let me ask you something, straight up. Is it possible that the one document you're counting on to get you a job is actually sabotaging you? I know, it's a scary thought, right? But for a lot of people, this is exactly what's happening. In fact, this problem is so common that the source material we're looking at literally calls it resume killer number 3. Yeah, number 3. That implies there are others out there, but this one is particularly sneaky. And here it is. The silent killer is having no clear target role. It's that resume that just feels kinda generic. It doesn't scream, I am perfect for this specific job. And honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons for getting rejected, or worse, just getting ghosted. And get this is the really wild part. We're not talking about spelling mistakes or weird fonts here. The source makes it clear that most resumes, and I mean most, are failing before a recruiter even really reads them. So why? Why does this happen? Why does this happen? Well, it usually comes down to what we can call the flexible fallacy. That belief that being open to anything is a strength. We're about to see exactly why that can seriously backfire. Okay, be honest. Does this sound familiar? I'm open to any suitable role. We've all been there, right? We've either said it, written it, or at least thought it. I mean, it feels like the smart thing to say, doesn't it? And look, it makes total sense why we think this way. You're trying to show you're flexible, that you're a mature professional with tons of experience that could fit anywhere. And let's be real, it just feels safe, like you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. But, and this is the huge disconnect, while you think you're saying I'm flexible, what the recruiter actually sees is just a lack of clarity. They're thinking, I don't know what this person wants. And if they don't know what you want, how on earth are they supposed to figure out where you fit? To really get this, we've got to step inside the recruiter's mind for a second. They are not sitting there with a cup of tea, carefully decoding your life story for 30 minutes. It's more like a 6-second glance. They're just pattern matching, and they're doing it fast. So their thought process is lightning quick. First, they scan for a target role. If they can't find one, and instead all they see is a general list of your skills and jobs, their brain has to start working harder to connect the dots. And what happens then? They move on. This right here is the golden rule. It's pure psychology. Busy minds don't work harder. They don't have time to solve the puzzle of your career. They just move on to the next resume that's way easier to understand. And this brings us to what might be the most important point of this whole thing. The source is very clear. A generalist resume isn't the real problem. It's actually just a symptom of something way deeper. So let's just call it what it is. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If your resume is suffering from this, it is almost never just a resume problem. You can't just tweak a few bullet points and fix it. That's not going to touch the real issue. The crucial point is this. It's a career decision problem. Your resume is vague because, well, maybe you're being vague. That lack of a clear target on the page is just a reflection of a lack of a clear career decision in your head. And listen, this isn't a personal feeling, not at all. It's an incredibly common mid-career challenge. Of course it is. You've done a lot of different things, you've worn so many hats, and you've been so busy doing the work that you haven't stopped to consciously choose what you want to be known for next. So this leads us to a really powerful way to think about the solution. Ask yourself this. Is your resume a catalog or is it a narrative? This simple distinction, I promise, will change how you approach this forever. A catalog resume. Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a backward-looking list of everything you've ever done. It's the default for most of us, right? It's an inventory of your past. And sure, it might be comprehensive, but is it compelling? Probably not. A narrative resume, on the other hand, now that's a different story. It's a forward-looking story. It selectively uses your past experiences as evidence to tell a convincing story about where you're going next and why you are the absolute perfect person for that specific role. And here's the bottom line. Let's be crystal clear. Catalogs are for browsing. Narratives are what get you hired. In the fast-paced world of recruiting, catalogs just don't get shortlisted. So the question isn't, how do I fix my resume? The real question, the career decision you have to make before you type a single word, is this one. What story do you want to tell next?